Osaka is a city of sensory overload, a city of contrast, from the peaceful mountain temples to the chaos of Dotonbori. And I only had 48 hours there. So as a photographer, that creates a special kind of anxiety. And if you're also a content creator, then you might also feel similar because there's just this pressure to need to capture everything. And at the same time, you also want to get the shot that doesn't look like everyone else's Instagram feed. So the plan was simple. Use my A7Cii II to capture those deliberate photos and videos and pair it with the Pixel 10 Pro Fold for those fleeting moments in between. And yeah, going in, I knew 48 hours was not a lot of time, but I thought I had it figured out. But my favorite photo that I took in Osaka, it wasn't even one that I had planned. In fact, I almost missed it entirely. So follow along on this photo vlog as we see Osaka through my lens. And if you're planning on visiting Japan soon, I'll be sharing some tips and tricks on these photo spots so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. So the first stop is Namba Yasaka Shrine, famous for the temple with the giant lion head shape. I used the wide lens to capture the entire shrine and then the 5x telephoto for some tighter shots. Besides the lion head, there's also another temple just off to the side with people praying and writing wishes. So I really enjoy just walking around looking for unique perspectives and details that I can add to my personal archive in order to look back on later. And of course, don't forget to look up. The yellow leaves contrasting with the stone torii gate was a nice quick capture. Right outside the shrine, there was this food cart serving coffee and making these sponge cakes fresh. This was a perfect snack and it even came in a little lion-shaped bag. From here, we took the train and headed to our next stop in Minoh, which is about an hour north of Osaka City. Katsuoji Temple covers a pretty large area with gardens, winding paths, and multiple points of interest. At the entrance, there was this long stone bridge over a huge pond. Too bad it was on a cloudy day and a lot of the leaves had already fallen. But I figured this was a great spot to use the Pixel's long exposure mode to add some interest to the shot. I imagine it to be especially beautiful on a sunny autumn day. Moving forward, you will quickly find that this temple is full of Daruma dolls, probably tens of thousands, if not more, scattered all over. It was really fun photographing them, especially those in seemingly impossible to reach places. But the most Instagram famous spot is this set of steps where people line up for photos. But because this spot is so famous, I also tried to take some photos that were different from the typical shot that you would see here. I played with contrasting colors, different compositions, and even used long shutter drags to create these ethereal looking photos. Personally, I love the way these turned out, and I know the style isn't for everyone, but basically don't be afraid to experiment, especially at a location where you think every shot has already been taken. You can try something new. Another really fun activity is the series of stamps that you are able to collect throughout the temple. There are 5 or 6 different stamps that all build up on top of each other, and this was the final image that you can create. Lastly, because the grounds are so sprawling, you can easily wander around and find hidden views and unique angles to capture. Once you go off the beaten path, there's a lot less people, and I really like this ultra-wide shot shooting through the fall leaves overlooking the valley below. But honestly, looking back, it was kind of a mistake wandering around and trying to chase those unique views because we definitely lost a lot of light. We still had another location to get to, so we grabbed a taxi and head over to Minoh Falls. I didn't take too many photos here because it was getting dark and the lighting wasn't great. But again, I loved using the long exposure mode on the Pixel for this last shot. However, the trails around the falls had some really interesting architecture which I enjoyed taking photos of, more so than the falls themselves. And pro tip, if you are visiting Minoh, I would definitely recommend going to the temple first and then the falls. This way, when you're done with the falls, you're hiking mostly downhill back to the station. And personally, I think that's a much easier route to take, but just make sure you plan enough time in your day where you're able to capture the falls with enough light. Otherwise, if you go to the falls first, you'll be hiking uphill and then you'll still have a ton of walking to do exploring the temple grounds. So to end the first 24 hours, these were the last few photos I took on the trek back to the train station. Truth is, on the second day, I really didn't take too many shots because it was pretty much just full of shopping. However, I did stumble upon my favorite photo that I took in Dotonbori. This district is filled with shops, food, entertainment, and it's just sensory overload. But if you like street photography, there are tons of opportunities here because there is always something going on. There are also tons of these arcades with crane games, and just around the corner from here was where I ended up taking my favorite photo. This was actually taken with the Add Me feature, where the phone was able to combine 2 photos and we didn't have to ask someone else to take the photo for us. This was my favorite photo because it really captured that feeling of being in Osaka. It was taken on a whim, it's fun, and it's a memory that both my wife and I can share. But anyway, nighttime is where the city really comes alive. So I headed back to the canal to take a photo of the reflections in the water. And of course, I went to this giant Don Quixote, so I took a picture of that as well. I wish we had more time here because the vibes at night are definitely worth exploring more. And if you've been to Osaka, drop your favorite photo location below because I'm definitely looking to go back and spend more time there. But finally, we ended our 48 hours in Osaka at round 1. And this was one of the biggest round 1s in Japan. Oh, and if you like the edits to the photos in this video, my preset system is linked in the description so you can check that out. Alright, so that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know which photo was your favorite. Did you prefer the ones taken with the Sony or with the Pixel? Although the Pixel has a ton of really cool features and captured a lot of great images, I don't think it can fully replace the Sony camera. At least not the fold version because the cameras on here are not as great as the Pixel 10 Pro slab phones. But I actually lost my Pixel 10 Pro in Shanghai right before this trip, but that's a story for another video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.